there today, everybody. This is Michael out in Maui. Aloha. So if you've been enjoying all the content that I've been putting out, I recommend subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be notified every single time I put out a new video. This is how I learned to throw. So at the beginning, once I kind of learned how to throw the disc, I could throw the disc, but I wanted to increase my distance. So when I first started, all I would do is take my stance and just with one step, throw the disc. The object of doing this is to break down the throw from, releasing back to the X step. To try to develop the upper body rotation of the throw, and then little by little move back, towards the X step. But when I'm doing this, I'm not really, worried about any body mechanics. All I want to do is throw the disc as hard as I can every single throw. So every time I throw the disc, it's just maximum power, hard as I can throw. And so what I would do is I started with just a step and throw. Here, I would just step, get a good stance, bend your legs, and just stand here and throw with one step. So back and throw. But I would do this for an hour. Just step and throw for an hour. Just right here. I would start off slow, maybe do 15 minutes of slow, and then keep working yourself up, faster and faster. But by the end of that hour, I'd just be throwing as hard as I could. Just take your stance, lower down, and throw as hard as you can here. So after throwing, maximum like that, for the next hour, I would take a small step and throw. So at the beginning, I was just stepping and throwing. So now I just take a small step with the back foot and then front foot. Not really an X step, but just get some movement like that. So you're here, and just kind of get a little movement and then throw. Take your stance, a little bit of movement, throw. Start off slow, and at the end of the hour, be throwing as hard as you can. The idea is just to keep maxing out your throw. Like I'm throwing into a backstop here, but if I was actually throwing the disc, you throw the disc and you just throw it as hard as you can, as far as you can. I recommend throwing mid-ranges. They don't quite go as far, so you could, walk and get them. When you walk out to get them and come back, it's a little bit of a break. You get to rest a little bit, arm could rest a little bit. So after doing, an hour of step, an hour of a small step and throw, then you want to do an hour of your X step. So same thing, start off slow, then max out your X step. So then I would max out my X step. And I would just do this a lot. I used to throw for 4 or 5 hours a day just doing this. Because you gotta learn how to pull your arm from here to the release faster. That's what you're trying to learn. No step and throw, shoulder rotation, it's fast, but then once you add a small step, faster. Then once you add your X step, you know, faster. But you got to build up from the beginning, you know, so just hard as you can. You need to develop your arm to throw farther. In baseball, an infielder, he throws the ball 90 feet. He doesn't practice throwing from center field to home plate because he's an infielder. You know, so infielders throw the ball 100 feet. So all he throws is 100 feet. But an outfielder has to learn to throw the ball, you know, 300 plus feet. So an outfielder has to develop his arm to throw farther than an infielder. And so they learn different techniques, you know, to throw farther. You're kind of doing the same thing. You need to learn how to pull your arm from here to here faster. And you just keep pushing it hard as you can. Here to here, as hard as you can. Because it's not going to be, it's not like, we're not talking like huge, you know, it's not like you're starting at, you know, 50 miles an hour, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, 70 miles an hour, you know, 80 miles an hour. You know, you're going to have your number, and then you'll increment a little bit above that. But it all comes from practicing to throw hard, you know. So anyway, so that's the first thing for throwing that I did, was just that. Just throw as hard as you can over and over again, over and over. And then after all that, you learn how to fix all the throwing errors. That'll be another video. But for now, I just recommend you gotta learn how to pull from here to here faster. And the only way to do that is by training your arm to go faster. So anyways, this is Michael out in Maui. Aloha.